Hello world, Geriatric Geek here. How in the heck are you? I hope you're doing great. It's another beautiful day here in North Las Vegas. Yeah. If you saw my other video, I'm doing these back to back, so this will come out the following day, probably Monday or Tuesday. So anyway, this is August 14th, 2021, as of the recording of this video. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you're staying safe. Hope everybody's okay out there. Yeah, crazy stuff in this world. So that's why I escape to my movies. Just keep my butt in the house and just watch crazy, scary movies. Well, not always scary. I do watch other things with my wife. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. And thanks for stopping by. You know why you're here. We have an MVD sale, or had one, and I picked up some goods. So let's check them out, shall we? Shall we? Shall you? All right, first up, it's a complete television series that looks deep into the face of fear from Synapse Films. It's called Chiller. Look at that. That is some creepy artwork. Chiller is a TV series from 1995. It's not rated. There's 265 minutes of goodness on this this package. It's a UK series. Evidently, there's 5 episodes, and it's an anthology. The 2-disc DVD set contains the following episodes: Prophecy, Toby, Here Comes the Mirror Man, The Man Who Didn't Believe in Ghosts, and Number 6. The hit UK television series Chiller was a 5-episode horror anthology. Presented here for the first time in the US, this supernatural, psychological thriller, yay, features malevolent spirits, a brutal serial killer, and a haunted house set in contemporary England. The star-studded cast includes famous British leading actors such as Nigel Havers from Chariots of the Fire, Martin Clunes from Doc Martin, Sophie Ward from Young Sherlock Holmes, and Kevin McNally from Pirates of the Caribbean series. This compelling collection will leave you chilled to the bone. I'm not going to read each of the episodes, but maybe my camera will allow you guys to read. Let's see. Come on, you can do it. Maybe you can't. This camera is problematic. Prophecy says when a group of friends hold a seance in the basement of a London cafe, they each receive a prophecy. 5 years later, the frightening prophecy begin to come true. Toby, Ray and Louise Knight tragically lose Toby, their unborn baby, in a car accident. Louise soon discovers she's pregnant again, but a routine scan reveals she is not, even though her body feels like she is. Okay, Here Comes the Mirror Man. After finding out about her predecessor's mysterious murder, Anne, a young social worker, reaches out to help a young homeless man, only to realize she has put herself in danger. The Man Who Didn't Believe in Ghosts, Richard Kramer, a professional debunker of the paranormal, moves into Wind Whistle Hall with his family, only to find themselves involved in a series of unexplained events and accidents. And lastly, Number 6. In Helsby, a small Yorkshire town, police search desperately for a child killer. Tied somehow to an ancient druidic site, this killer may strike again at the next full moon. Chiller TV series from England. Next up from the MVD sale is When Violence Demands Revenge, and it does often. Thou shalt not kill, except... Not rated, 83 minutes from 1985. It actually gets pretty good reviews. It has Sam Raimi in it as the cult leader. Of course, Sam Raimi was the producer of the Don't Breathe 1 and 2, I do believe. Okay, there you go. Vietnam, 1969. War is hell. For Marine Sergeant Jack Stryker, however, hell is just the beginning. Trapped outside a Viet Cong village, Stryker takes 2 bullets to the leg. Sent home from the war, he discovers his ex-girlfriend has been kidnapped by a religious cult with a vicious Manson-like leader played by Sam Raimi. Stryker teams up with some Marine friends to form an assassination squad and annihilate the gang of crazed killers. Thou shalt not kill except. This one sounds pretty interesting. We're going to check it out. Let me know if you have seen any of these and what you thought of them. Special edition here. When I go berserk, you're better off dead. Watch me when I kill. Watch me when I kill. R-rated, 96 minutes from 1977. It's a mystery thriller. It gets pretty good reviews, and it's an Italian film. Director Antonio Bido brings the thrills in this shocking Italian giallo remastered in 4K from the original negative. Mara, a beautiful young nightclub dancer, witnesses a brutal murder and soon finds herself being stalked by an animalistic gloved killer. While enlisting the help of her boyfriend Lucas to track down and stop the maniac, the mystery surrounding the killings is slowly uncovered. As more bodies are found and secrets are revealed, the truth behind the masked slasher is much more horrifying than anyone could imagine. A stylish and well-plotted mystery thriller, Watch Me When I Kill, a.k.a. I can't read that, it's Italian, is a graphic and suspenseful Italian giallo reminiscent of both Mario Bava and Dario Argento. When I kill... Watch Me When I Kill. Hey, there we go. Sounds good. No, I like this one. I picked it up because I saw right on the front Scott Glenn in Slaughters of the Innocents. Slaughter of the Innocents, rather. Slaughter of the Innocents. R-rated, 104 minutes from 1993. Somehow I never saw this one. It's crime horror. Of course, Scott Glenn was in The Sixth Sense, if you remember him. Scott Glenn was also in The Right Stuff. Stars as FBI agent Stephen Broderick, a man who has attained legendary status within the Bureau for his crime-solving abilities. There is only one other person whose abilities rival his own, his young computer genius son, Jesse. Working together, they are an unbeatable team, but they may have just met their match in a deranged religious fanatic who preys upon children. Eager to close the case, the police irresponsibly push for the execution of the wrong man, leaving the real serial killer at large. Jesse and his father piece together clues from past murders and recent events, leading to a desperate race against time as Agent Broderick finds his very own son in the hands of the deranged psychopath. Time is running out, and Broderick is the only one who can stop the slaughter of the innocents. Didn't know this existed. Sounds interesting. Next up, Special Meltdown Edition from Synapse Films, and it is probably straight trash, called Street Trash. Street Trash, 102 minutes, not rated, 1987. It's a horror comedy. It gets pretty good reviews, actually. It's a cheap, cheesy goodness film, I suspect. It says sleazy. In the sleazy, foreboding world of winos, derelicts, and drifters in lower Manhattan, 2 young runaways, 18-year-old Fred and his younger brother Kevin, live in a tire hut in the tire hut. Is that what this says? In a tire hut in the back of an auto wrecking yard. Life is hard, But the most lethal threat to the boys is the mysterious case of Tenafly Viper wine in Ed's liquor store window. The stuff is 40 years old, and it's gone bad, real bad. Anyone who drinks it melts in seconds, and is only $1 a bottle. The subversive cult classic horror comedy Street Trash rode the last wave of super gore films in the late 80s before cinema entered the era of safe R-rated horror and unoriginal remakes. Beautifully remastered in high definition, Street Trash will melt your eyes and ears with stunning picture and sound. If you've seen this, let me know what you thought. It looks creepy, gory, trashy. Dario Argento presents a film by Lamberto Bava, Demons. Yeah, I believe I have this on DVD, but I wanted to upgrade a little bit, so I did. Not rated, from 1985. It's 89 minutes long, and it gets really good reviews. As I recall, it was pretty good. It is a gory Euro horror, so expect lots of gore. From the minds of Dario Argento and Lamberto Bava comes the horrific heavy metal splatter film classic Demons, presented in a stunning new high-definition transfer and remastered audio. A strange masked man offers tickets to a horror movie sneak preview at the mysterious Metropole Cinema. When a patron is accidentally scratched by a prop displayed in the lobby, she transforms into a flesh-ripping demon. One by one, the audience members mutate into horrible creatures hell-bent on destroying the world. Can anyone escape this gory orgy of terror? Features an amazing soundtrack of 80s rock heavy metal by Billy Idol, The Scorpions, Motley Crue, Accept, Saxon, and more. I do remember the soundtrack of this being really good, so I'm going to revisit it soon. I have not seen it probably since back in 1985, 86, around in there. So, Demons. Next up, director's cut of Frat House Massacre. Frat House Massacre. Non-rated, 2008, 116 minutes long. It's so-so reviews, but it is evidently a revenge type film, and I'm all in for my revenge. From the creators of Camp Slaughter comes Frat House Massacre, a true homage to the best of the late 70s grindhouse and early 80s slasher films. Sean and his little brother Bobby thought joining the Delta Epsilon fraternity would be the best time of their lives, with parties, freedom, girls, and sex. The fraternity president, Mark, however, is a little strange. His hazing rituals include extreme physical and mental torture that lead the boys down a horrific path of destruction and death. But death may be just the beginning as this gritty, twisted film unfolds. Inspired by actual events, I didn't know that, and set in the year 1979. Frat House Massacre is a disturbing journey through the secret world of fraternity boys, pledges, and the not-so-innocent sorority sisters swept up in their madness. Loaded with violence, gore, nudity, and a fantastic music score by Claudette Simonetti, this DVD is the director's cut containing over 20 minutes of additional footage. Let me know if you've seen this one, guys. I haven't. Frat House. Next up, sounds like my disc is loose in this one. The Creep Behind the Camera. The Creep Behind the Camera. Not rated, 2014, 77 minutes long. It's a psychological horror. Yay for psychological horror. And it actually gets pretty good reviews. A creature is haunting the streets of Los Angeles, waiting for the cover of night to stalk innocent young girls. Hungry for fame and fortune, it's fueled by a demonic rage, ready to devour anyone attempting to hinder its becoming the most powerful entity in Hollywood. While sometimes called A.J. Nelson, this demon is more commonly known as Vic Savage. This is his story. In 1964, Vic Savage made The Creeping Terror with a microscopic budget verging on the non-existent. Quickly earning a reputation as the worst movie ever made, it tells of the arrival of an unconvincing alien life form that devours its picnicking, dancing, and guitar-playing victims. Much like the infamous Ed Wood, Savage managed to pull off a variety of schemes to convince an honest producer to invest in what he promised to be the biggest monster movie ever made. Wow. Told through reenactments and containing shockingly true stories of many of the actual people involved with the production, Pete Scheuermann's The Creep Behind the Camera is the funny and ultimately terrifying saga of the making of The Creeping Terror, and a disastrous portrait of the talentless artist who ultimately succumbs to his own self-destructive behavior. Whoa. Sounds interesting. Let me know if you've seen this one, The Creep Behind the Camera. And last but not least, from MVD's sale is The Complete Hammer House of Horror. The Complete Hammer House of Horror. Excuse me. This is not rated. It has 702 minutes on there. Of course, this was a British TV series. Has 13 episodes from 1980. It actually gets pretty good reviews. Witches, Spirits of the Dead, Cursed Antiques, the horrifying and unique television terror series from Britain's premier horror studio. Each generation creates tales of horror, stories that seep through the very heart of our collective fears. The legendary Hammer Studios is recognized as the high watermark of the Gothic macabre, creating some of the most chilling and recognizable horror films of all time. All right. Sounds interesting. The episodes are Witching Time, The 13th Reunion, Rude Awakening, Growing Pains, The House That Bled to Death, Charlie Boy, The Silent Scream, Children of the Full Moon, Carpathian Eagle, Guardians of the Abyss, Visitor from the Grave, The Two Faces of Evil, and The Mark of Satan. Lots of special features also. Looks like fun to me. I'm going to do this, probably watch this tomorrow, or at least a couple episodes anyway. Let me know if you've seen any of them and what you guys thought. So that's it from MVD. Excuse me once again. That's it from MVD. But I have picked up recently some fun stuff. And, of course, they repackaged this. I have this probably 14 different ways. I picked this up last week, I believe. It's the Blu-ray digital copies of Friday the 13th 8-movie collection. I believe in my previous video I told you guys that yesterday was the 13th. And I watched the first 3 movies of this and thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially on this. These are all remastered. Or at least the first, I think, 5 of them are all, 4 or 5 are all remastered. And they look really good on this set. So happy to have this. And happy to pick it up. I can get rid of some of my older stuff now. Next up, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in A Quiet Place 2. I thoroughly enjoyed Quiet Place 1. So what the heck, 4K of A Quiet Place Part 2. It's exhilarating. I haven't watched this one yet, but I did like the first one. Following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors of the outside world as they continue their fight for survival in silence. Forced to venture into the unknown, they quickly realize that the creatures that hunt by sound are not only threats that lurk beyond the sand path in this gripping edge-of-your-seat thriller, written and directed by John Krasinski. Let me know if you guys have seen this one. Looks to be pretty good. And something I got to probably give away in a future video. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned, because you may see me give this away. Transformers the movie. This is the 4K Ultra HD. I believe it's a steel book. I enjoyed this movie. Yeah, I did. It was from 1986. Wow, a long time ago. But it's all about the heroic Autobots. So yeah, glad to have this. Like I said, I picked it up for relatively inexpensive to give away. And also to add to my collection, and I've already watched this. It's really cool. The 4K version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Me and the grandkids, I'm sure, will enjoy watching this again. And I've watched it a number of times. I truly enjoy this one. Truly enjoy. It's the 50th anniversary celebration of the Golden Ticket. Rediscover the magic of Roald Dahl's family classic about the legendary Candyman, Willy Wonka, played by Gene Wilder. Yeah, glad to add this to my collection. Now my 4K collection is getting bigger. So there you go, guys. That's it from MVD and a few miscellaneous pickups that I did. Hope you're having a good day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please, I'm begging you. Your friends, your enemies, tell them about the old Geek. And hope you enjoyed. I really do. And thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. My next video, Hoarding Up video, will have a giveaway in it. And I've already teased some of what I'll be giving away. So, like I said before, you guys keep smiling, keep having fun, keep that positive attitude about you. Until next time, peace.